Hi, welcome back to my Longevity to Go podcast. My name is Barbara, and I really want to be honest with the episode we are talking about today. Honest in that sense, why at all I want to talk about this topic and what is the basis behind. Because for a long time, I really didn't want to deal with artificial intelligence. I have a business, I have a to-do list that never ends. I have decades of experience, a reputation I've built with real effort, real relationships, real work. And honestly, I would have preferred to delegate it or just leave it. I always thought I'm not a tech person, to be honest, and suddenly I have to focus on artificial intelligence. I really was too stressed even thinking about it. But then two things stopped me. First, I'm a mother, and I want to guide my child into a century that will be shaped by artificial intelligence, not as a victim of it, as someone who understands it, who uses it, who is not afraid of it, who thrives it. And second, I'm a businesswoman, and I refuse to let everything I've built, every year of experience, every academic study I did, every relationship, every piece of hardware knowledge become irrelevant because of artificial intelligence. I refuse to be left behind, and I refuse to miss what's coming because I'm a person who is excited about everything that is new and innovative. So I made a decision. I decided for transformation. Not dependency, not blind adoption, not handing over control. Transformation. And that is exactly what I want for you, because I think you really can profit from it. 1 million people sovereign with artificial intelligence, not used by it. That's the key. That is why I'm recording this. Because the path I took, the mistakes I made the last few months or years, the things I learned, that path has a name now for me. I call it the artificial intelligence trap. And what makes it so dangerous is this. It looks like a huge advantage. It feels like progress, and yet it costs you everything that makes it unique. And the point, you are saving time. That's another topic we will focus on a different episode, because everyone is reclaiming time, but in fact it's not. But let us talk about this in another episode. Stay with me for a moment. This won't take more than 10 minutes, but it might be 10 minutes that change everything for you. I still remember the exact moment I used ChatGPT for the first time. It was late at night. I had a long, important piece of writing to finish, and I was exhausted, completely exhausted. I typed in my thoughts, and within seconds, a text came back that was good, really good. I thought, this is the future. And I was right. But I was also wrong, because I didn't understand what I had just done and what this means for every individual out there. I had taken my thoughts, my strategy, my language, my methodology, and fed it into the system that doesn't belong to me, that I don't control, and that uses this data to improve itself. Not for me, for everyone out there. That's trap number one. I call it the convenience trap. Imagine you have a consultant, a very good one. You trust them with everything, your strategy, your client list, your ideas, your vulnerabilities. And this consultant takes all of that in slightly modified form and shares it with all of your competitors. You would fire that consultant immediately. But that is exactly what is happening right now, every day, with every prompt you enter into a public AI system. Most major AI providers use user data to train their models. Not always, not in every case, but the default settings are rarely designed with your protection in mind. And even with enterprise plans that most people don't use, once something is entered, it leaves your control forever. Your strategy, your client communications, your proprietary methods, all the new inventions and ideas you have and you develop. Protect your intellectual property. That's not a slogan. That's a survival strategy. Now comes the second trap. And this is even more insidious. Imagine you and your 50 direct competitors, you all use the same AI. You enter similar prompts, you receive similar outputs, you publish similar text, similar strategies, similar offers. What happens to your USP? It disappears. Not because you become worse, but because everyone becomes equally good. Reflect this. Everyone becomes equally good, not exceptionally equally. because the average level rises or reduces, we will see, and with it the difference between you and everyone else shrinks. This is called homogenization, and it is the silent poison of the artificial intelligence age. When everyone feeds the same artificial intelligence, nobody has a real advantage anymore. Your competitors get the same marketing copy, the same strategy, the same tone. And the market, your clients, can no longer tell the difference. I sometimes ask myself, what did we spend, for example, 30 years, like in my case, building expertise for, if we then feed it into a system that shares it with everyone? That's not progress, that's voluntary self-commoditization. And then there's the third trap, the one that talks about the least, the dependency trap. The more you use public AI, the more you get used to it, the more you rely on it, the less you build your own system. And one day, and that day will come, I'm sure, the pricing structure changes, or the terms of service change, or the model gets worse because the provider needs to cut costs, or the service gets discontinued. And there you are, without your own system, without your own knowledge, without your own control. I've seen this pattern many times in my entrepreneurial career, not with artificial intelligence, but the pattern is always the same. Whoever gives up control over their infrastructure eventually loses control over their business. AI is infrastructure, your infrastructure. Now I want to tell you what I learned instead. Private AI is not the opposite of public AI. It is the complement, the control layer, the protection layer, your security mechanism. Imagine using public AI for speed, for quick research, first drafts, general questions. But in parallel, you build your own system, a system that knows you, that speaks your language, that understands your strategy, that protects your data. This is not a science fiction project. It's possible today, without coding skills, without a huge budget. And it's a difference between someone who consumes artificial intelligence and someone who owns it. Here is the truth I need to share with you. We are in a window right now, a short, valuable window. Sorry, I don't want to stress you, but in fact, it's the time to get access now. Private AI is still a blank space on the map. Less than 1%, imagine 1% of all available AI courses address it. Most people don't even know it's possible. Everyone is just running into the mainstream providers. And there is a typical, how should I say, it's a typical, yes, key to success. If everyone wants to run into one direction, you should be the one who does exactly the opposite to build up your USP. That means whoever starts building this system now will have a lead in 12 months that others simply cannot catch up with. Not because they are less capable, but because you started earlier. I'm not saying you need to be the first. I'm saying don't be the last. The window is closing, not tomorrow, but it is closing. And I want you to be on the right side of it. I built a system for myself over months with many mistakes, with many insights, with many frustrations and disappointments, because in fact, as I said before, I'm not a tech person. So in fact, everything really was new for me, completely new for me. Nevertheless, I didn't stop. I just wanted to dive deep and dig into it and get the knowledge so that I'm capable of building my own private artificial intelligence. And I call it the Bio Longevity Concierge. Whatever you call it, I don't really care. For me, it's just important that you go out there or go into your office or wherever you have your computer standing and get the things done that you are capable of building and creating your own private artificial intelligence. Not because it's a fancy name, the Biolongevity Concierge I did, but because it's exactly what it does. It accompanies my life. All 4 pillars, my health, my wealth, my privacy, my AI strategy. It learns who I am, it grows with me, and it belongs to me. That's the key. I've developed a course. It's called the Biolongevity Concierge accordingly. And it's not a theoretical course. It's a system I built for myself that I'm now sharing step by step with you or whoever wants to learn and get the insights to it. In this course, you won't learn how AI works, honestly. That doesn't interest me a lot. at the moment, but you learn how you work with artificial intelligence, how to build a system that knows you, protects you, and makes your life easier without making you dependent. I want you to be sovereign. And yes, there will be surprises. Things I can't announce yet, but things I use myself and can barely wait to share with you. The course launches within the next few months, and you can secure your place right now with a promise that you'll be there while the window is still open. Go to the page you find in the description, read what's waiting for you, and if it feels right, if you resonate with it, you're highly welcome. I'm looking forward to seeing you there, and don't miss the next episode.